Welcome back to our podcast where we explore the world of video games. Today, we have two video game ideas to be pitched. First up, we have Claire's idea. Claire, what's your game idea?
Hi, thanks for having me. My game idea is called Escape the Island. It's a survival game where players are stranded on a deserted island and have to find a way to escape. The game would feature a vast open world with various environments such as forests, beaches, and caves. So the players would have to find food, shelter, and resources while avoiding dangerous creatures such as snakes and wild boars, specifically wild boars. They would also need to solve puzzles and complete challenges to progress through the game.
That sounds like an exciting and challenging game, but
Hmm.
how would players escape the island?
So the players would have to craft a boat or find a way to contact help. There would be multiple endings depending on the choices the players make throughout the game.
Interesting.
All right, so let's move on to Isaac. What's your game idea?
Thanks for having me. My game idea is called Cyber Ninja. It's a fast-paced action game set in a futuristic world where players take on the role of a ninja who can hack into any technology. The gameplay would involve stealth, combat, and puzzle solving.
Wow, that sounds like a unique and exciting concept. What kind of gadgets and weapons would the players have access to?
The players would have access to a wide variety of cybernetic enhancements, such as like cloaking devices and enhanced vision, as well as a range of weapons, including shurikens, katanas, and guns. They would also be able to hack into enemy technology to gain
Mm.
an advantage in combat.
Both of our games really sound amazing.
Do you? Well, yeah, but do you have any final thoughts on your game? Like anything that you want to add to like complete the idea?
Yeah, so I think Escape the Island would appeal to players who enjoy survival and adventure games. The game would be challenging, but also rewarding, and the different endings would give players a sense of accomplishment. And you, Isaac, do you have any final thoughts on Cyber Ninja?
Well, I think Cyber Ninja would appeal to players who enjoy fast paced action games with a unique twist. The game would offer a range of gameplay options and the ability to hack into technology, and that would make it a thrilling experience for anyone.
Mm, absolutely. Well, there you have it. Two fantastic game ideas from us, Claire and Isaac. Thank you for sharing your idea. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out for any of these games in the future.
So, moving on, today we have a listener question that we wanted to answer. The question is, what is the most important aspect of video game design?
Wow, that is a great question. I would say the most important aspect of video game design is player engagement. At the end of the day, video games are meant to be fun and entertaining. And if players are not engaged with the game, they won't continue playing.
I can definitely see why player engagement is so important, but how do game designers ensure that players are engaged with their game?
There are many different factors that contribute to player engagement. So, one important factor is gameplay mechanics. The game mechanics need to be intuitive and easy to learn, but also offer enough depth and challenge to keep players interested. Another important factor is game balance. Players need to feel like they're making progress and achieving goals, but the game also needs to be challenging enough to keep players invested.
I see. So it sounds like finding the right balance between challenge and reward is key.
Exactly. But there are other factors as well, such as storytelling, visuals, and sound design. A good story can help draw in players and make them invested in the game world, while visuals and sound design create an immersive and engaging experience.
That makes sense. So would you say that player engagement is more important than other aspects of game design, such as graphics or storyline?
It's difficult to say which aspect is most important, as they all play a role in creating a successful game. But I do believe that player engagement is the foundation of any good game. Without engagement, the game will fall flat, regardless of how good the graphics or storyline are.
That's a great point. So when game designers are creating a new game, it sounds like they need to keep player engagement at the forefront of their minds.
Absolutely. Game design is all about creating an experience that players will enjoy, and that starts with engagement. If you can get players invested in the game and keep them coming back for more, then you have succeeded or you have a successful game on your hands.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for this discussion. Thanks for the listener for asking this question. And yeah, I think we've all gained a little bit more insight into some game design.
So now we're going to challenge ourselves to come up with video game ideas based on 3 random words. I'll give you the first set of words, and then we can brainstorm together.
Sounds great. What are the words?
The words are beach, detective, and mystery.
Okay, so I'm picturing a game where you play as a detective who's investigating a series of mysterious beach disappearances. People have been vanishing from the beach without a trace, and it's up to you, the player, to figure out what's going on. As you explore the beach and the surrounding areas, you can find clues and talk to witnesses to piece together the mystery.
I like that. How about we add like a time limit to the game? So you have to solve the mystery before the next high tide or whatever comes, and washes away any remaining evidence.
Ooh, I love that. That adds a sense of urgency and danger to the game. How about we call it Vanishing Sands? The name
Ooh.
captures the mystery and danger of the disappearances on the beach, as well as the sandy location where the game takes place. All right,
Mm-hmm.
next set of words.
The words are robot, city, adventure. Adventure.
Adventure. All right. I'm thinking of a game where you play as a robot who's exploring a futuristic city in search of parts to repair your own damaged systems. As you traverse the city, you're going to encounter various obstacles and enemies that you must overcome using those robot abilities that you've got. You can also upgrade your systems and weapons as you progress through the game.
Nice. How about we add a storyline element where the robot is searching for its creator who has disappeared somewhere in the city? The journey becomes an adventure as the robot searches for clues facing the challenges to uncover the truth.
I like it. That adds a personal element to the game and gives the player a reason to care about the robot's journey. One possible name for the game could be like Systems End. The name
Hmm.
alludes to the robot's damaged systems and its mission to repair them, while also conveying a sense of urgency and peril in the futuristic city setting. All right, what's the last set of words?
The words are magic, forest, and strategy.
Okay, how about a game where you play as a wizard who is trying to take over a magical forest?
Hmm.
Catch is the forest is home to powerful creatures and other wizards who are also vying for control. So you have to use strategy and magic to defeat your opponents and claim the forest as your own.
I like that. How about we add a resource management element to the game where you have to gather magical ingredients and artifacts to cast spells and create powerful magic creatures to aid in your quest?
Perfect. That adds depth and replayability to the
Hmm.
game. For a name, how about Enchanted Conquest? The name evokes the magical setting of the game and the idea of a struggle for control over the forest. It also hints at the strategy and conquest elements of the game as the player navigates their way through the forest using spells and magic to overcome obstacles and claim territory. Well, that was fun. Thanks for brainstorming with me, Claire.
Likewise, Isaac. Can't wait to see if any of these ideas become actual games one day. And listener, if this episode sounded a little odd to you, April Fools!
That wasn't us at all. Well, it was us.
It
That
was
wasn't our thoughts. That wasn't our brain.
no, it was a ChatGPT created episode.
Wow.
What?
It's so good at writing realistic human dialogue.
Oh yes. Well, I actually kind of liked its game ideas. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, and the way that it presented the names in particular and like explained why the names were good
Yeah,
names instead of
that
just
is-
throwing something out there
I
like
know. I'm
we
wondering if
do.
that's something we should add to our own podcast because it was, especially, it's like Vanishing Sands really captures the elements of this game. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe I don't know, the back and forth, maybe Maybe we do it more collaborative. Like one of us says the initial idea and then the other one gets a chance to build on it.
That would make editing easier too. So, listeners, you're listening to it live. ChatGPT is helping us refine our podcast.
Yeah. It's going to be better than ever, even though this was an April Fool's prank.
Yes. So, we pranked you.
Got him.
Got him. And we hope you enjoyed our ChatGPT generated episode. I do think that for the random words, they felt less than random to me.
No,
like
they
mystery
definitely...
island adventure. It's like, okay, no, that's not.
Yeah, no, they cheated. They ChatGPT cheated.
Yeah, that's how you'd say that.
Or cheat GPT'd. That's the more obvious one. Dang it.
That was good. So, yeah, I think one thing, I feel like I'm talking like ChatGPT still. So one thing that I'm thinking is that, but I would love to know, listeners, if any of you have used ChatGPT to come up with game ideas, because I do think that it's helpful at like generating a spark of an idea, even if you change it or alter it later. I do like asking it questions of like, well, what would be a good like, I don't know, just like story idea or a prompt for something. And it's kind of helps you start thinking without having to do like the upfront work. And then you can kind of narrow it down to your own. So if you've used ChatGPT to come up with some game ideas or to help you with a game, we'd love to hear about it. You can send us an email, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. Isaac, do you have anything else to say?
No, I guess my final thought is that ChatGPT, very vague with any mechanical aspects of those games, just did not describe how any of these things are happening. No. It was just like, you hack stuff. Yeah, so it's not going to design a game for you, but I think it'd be interesting to know if anyone's started using this for like sparks of ideas or to help them work through something. Anyway, so you can also find us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter at Make That Game Pod. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@the@ Make That Game. And if you heard an idea generated by ChatGPT that you think should actually be a real game, we encourage you to get out there and make that game.